Grubb coming to Alabama is monumental, obviously. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to give you my reaction to Ryan Grubb joining the Alabama Crimson Tide as its offensive coordinator. News broke earlier today. I appreciate you joining the live. I think the part where I want to emphasize the most is the quarterback development. If you caught my live, I was talking about this. Since 2020, and Steve Sarkisian, A.J. Milwee, and Alex Mortensen left the university, I feel that Alabama lost a true quarterback developer. Now, while Kalen DeBoer is known for working with quarterbacks, I felt that even this past year that you didn't see that same developmental aspect in terms of coaching, and I feel that Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer will be able to do that to the quarterbacks that you have on the roster. Now, Ryan Grubb, clearly he knows that Keelan Russell is coming in and an early enrollee. The opportunity to work with the number one composite prospect in the country is more than enticing. And I think while comparisons are to Jaden Daniels, I see a little bit of Michael Penix as well in Keelan Russell's style of play. I know he's left-handed, but you get what I mean. Those are big expectations, but the way that Keelan Russell has displayed his ability to show pocket presence, his ability to schematically run an offense at the high school level, and he has to do that here at college, but I've seen him from his film be able to work progressional reads at a very high level. If he's ready to be the quarterback, I hope that Alabama puts him as a starter. Now, with that said, you do have Ty Simpson coming in. Ty Simpson has seen 16 games, and we feel that Ty Simpson is ready to be that guy while Keelan Russell works on his game. Don't forget about Austin Mack. So overall, working with that quarterback room has to be very exciting for Ryan Grubb. Now, I know what you're asking, and I saw this a lot inside the comment box. Is Nick Sheridan staying on board? Yes, Nick Sheridan will stay on the staff, as will Jamarcus Shepard. I don't know what they're going to title these coaches. Last year, Alabama had 3 defensive coordinators. Kane Womack was the head guy, but Mo Linquist was the co-defensive coordinator, and Colin Hitchler was the co-defensive coordinator / safeties coach. So theoretically, Alabama could do the same thing this season. Ryan Grubb OC, and then Nick Sheridan, let's say he's coaching the tight ends, be an OC, and then Jamarcus Shepard be an OC. Not a big issue. I think Ryan Grubb running the offense is what we wanted as fans, right? I think the biggest question mark going into this season is how will Ryan Grubb utilize the running game? Now, Mike McConnell, the Seattle Seahawks head football coach, let go of Ryan Grubb following this past season because of the fact that Ryan Grubb didn't run the football. In fact, the Seattle Seahawks ranked among the league's worst when running the football, and you have to be able to use the running backs in this day and age. I know sometimes we get caught up in thinking about a pass-happy system, but a balanced approach led by a quarterback that can operate the offense at a very high level is something that we want to see from Ryan Grubb and something that we're going to keep an eye on. Think about the running backs that you have on the roster, right? Jam Miller, returner. Richard Young, I think we're all excited to see him. Draylen Washington, the Raging Cajun, who just joined. Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere. Those running backs have to have a purpose within this offense. I think when you looked at the offense overall, what are you not excited about? I know we're worried about the right tackle position, and I would imagine that Alabama fixes that, or Michael Carroll is going to be the right tackle. But let's first talk about the offensive weapons. Talked about the running backs, but think about the wide receivers coming back. Ryan Williams, right? Jeremy Bernard. They added Isaiah Horton. You have a healthy Jalen Hell by the time the season starts. Rico Scott, Jalen Mbakwe, right? Latsier Brooks, Derek Meadows. I mean, this is a high caliber wide receiver room with plenty of playmakers. You also have a really good tight end returning in Josh Cuevas. Danny Lewis decided to stay. But the offensive line, as I was speaking about, that has to be an area that is addressed. I'm happy about Caden Proctor coming back. I really am. Left guard, not sure who it's going to be. I would imagine maybe Cam Dewberry, the transfer from Texas A&M, or Michael Carroll. You got Parker Brailsford returning, which I think is huge. And then at right guard, Jane Roberts, right? What's not to like about him? I think he just played through injuries this past season. And then at right tackle, that is the biggest issue. But every single position on the offensive side is locked and loaded. I said this earlier too. One of the biggest reasons that I am really excited about Ryan Grubb is because you know who tried to get Ryan Grubb in 2023? Coach Saban. Coach Saban understands ball, clearly. But Coach Saban is always ahead of the curve. And I felt that with him showing interest, heavy interest in Ryan Grubb, offering him the job, he saw what Ryan Grubb was capable of. This was the first year that Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer haven't been together since 2007. I think they each learned a lot about themselves individually, right? Ryan Grubb going to the NFL for his first time ever, understanding that you have to have a balanced approach in the NFL. You have to run the ball in the NFL, right? Look at Saquon Barkley getting ready for the Super Bowl. And I think Kalen DeBoer, I think the SEC, I think there was times, especially on the road, where it ate him up. You learn from those things and you go forward. These guys coming together, I think, scares the rest of college football because those two ingredients together have showed that they could get to the ultimate level, which is the national championship game. 4 losses is not it. It's not the standard. And I know you were disappointed because Alabama lost against Michigan. It was bleak after that game. I understand that. But I think if you look to be optimistic about the future of Alabama football, I think this sends a really big message about the direction of the program under Coach Kalen DeBoer. You get your main guy back as your offensive coordinator, and you lock and load. You have a really good spring football. You have a great A-Day. You showcase the ability of these quarterbacks and some of these wide receivers, figure out your offensive line, and you come guns blazing into 2025. I've spoke about the difficult schedule this coming season, but I'm really happy about the defense. And Coach Kalen DeBoer, who recently spoke at the Reese Senior Bowl, was speaking about the defensive starters that are coming back. LT Overton, James Smith, Tim Keenan, Quay Rusak, Deontay Lawson when he's healthy, Nakai Hill-Green, who they added from the transfer portal. You also have Justin Jefferson, Damani Jackson. You have Xavier Brown. I'm not sure who will start at Husky, but maybe Cam Calhoun, the transfer from Utah, who looks really good. And then you have 2 really talented safeties in Keon Sabb and Bray Hubbard. See what I'm saying? Like, all the players that I just mentioned are high-level players capable of helping Alabama not only get back to the playoffs, but get back to the national championship, which should still be the standard here at the University of Alabama. It was a rough year for Coach Kalen DeBoer. It was a rough year for Ryan Grubb. These 2 guys being back together is really exciting, and I think it sends, not only positive vibes throughout the locker room, but I think recruiting as well. Imagine being a recruit coming off junior day and trying to understand the philosophy of Coach Kalen DeBoer if you haven't spoken with him or you're just getting to know him, and now getting Ryan Grubb back on staff. You have Jamarcus Shepard, the hype man on the offensive side. I'm not sure what they'll do with Nick Sheridan, but overall, things are really looking up for the Alabama Crimson Tide following a 4-loss season. So wanted to get on here and give you my reaction. I am absolutely elated with this hire. I was hoping, I had given up, honestly. I was like, man, he's not going to come. It's just not going to work out for whatever reason. But Ryan Grubb coming, I'm excited about it. So you should be too. I want to get your thoughts inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys being here. I will catch you during my next live. Remember, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube.